Welcome to B'nai Jacob 101, your cram session and guide to being a part of our congregation. Today I want to walk you through and give you a crash course on an important Jewish holy day that you may not be as familiar with since it happens during the summer. It's actually the national day of mourning for the Jewish people. It's called Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av, the fast of the ninth day of Av, is a day of mourning to commemorate the many tragedies that have befallen the Jewish people, many of which coincidentally have occurred on the ninth day of the Hebrew month of Av. Tisha B'Av means the ninth day of Av. It usually occurs during late July or early August. Tisha B'Av primarily commemorates the destruction of the first and second temples in Jerusalem, both of which were destroyed on the ninth day of Av, the first by the Babylonians in 586 BCE, the second by the Romans in 70 CE. Although this holiday is primarily meant to commemorate the destruction of the temple, it's appropriate on this day to consider the many other tragedies of the Jewish people, many of which occurred on this day, most notably the expulsion of the Jews from Spain in 1492. Tisha B'Av is the culmination of a very intense 3-week period of mourning, beginning from the fast of the 17th day of Tammuz, which commemorated the first breach in the walls of Jerusalem before the first temple was destroyed. During this 3-week period, weddings and other parties are not permitted, and people refrain from cutting their hair, hence the reason my hair is starting to get a little long from my mother's preferences. From the 1st to the 9th of Tisha B'Av, from the 1st to the 9th of Av, it's customary to refrain from eating meat or drinking wine except on the Sabbath day, and from wearing new clothing. The restrictions on Tisha B'Av are similar to those on Yom Kippur. We refrain from eating and drinking, that includes water. We refrain from washing, bathing, shaving, wearing cosmetics, wearing leather shoes, engaging in sexual relations, and even the study of the Torah. Work in the ordinary sense of the word rather than the Shabbat sense is also restricted on Tisha B'Av. Now, people who are ill need not fast on this day, in fact, are not allowed to fast on this day. Many of the traditional mourning practices are observed on Tisha B'Av. People refrain from laughter and idle conversation, and at services, when you come to services, you'll see that we sit on low stools as a sign of mourning. Also in the synagogue, we read the book of Lamentations, the book of Eicha, and that is read, and mourning prayers are recited. The Aron, the ark, that's where we keep the Torah, is draped in black, and the lights during the services are dimmed. Tisha B'Av is never observed on the Shabbat, so if the ninth day of Av happens to fall on the Sabbath, on Saturday, the fast is postponed until the 10th of Av. Now, the main service for Tisha B'Av is the evening one as the fast begins, and I hope you can join us for it and use it as an opportunity to unite with our people, to remember our long, tragic history filled with sadness, but also a time to reflect on the glorious future, which we never cease to dream of. Now, we try, but we can't answer all of your questions on these videos. And if you have one about Tisha B'Av or anything about our faith, drop us a line at charlestonrabbi@yahoo.com. I wish you an easy fast, and may God rebuild our temple speedily and in our generation.